Hey everybody, welcome back to Board Together Games. This time we're going to take a look at an excellent area control card game called Lotus. It's for 2 to 4 players. Let's get to the table and check out the review. Hey guys, welcome back to Board Together Games. This is a channel that caters to people who are new to the board gaming hobby and families by showcasing and video reviewing board games just like this one. This is Lotus, and Lotus is a game that is designed by Jordan and Mandy Goddard, and it is published by Renegade Game Studios in North America. It is for 2 to 4 players, and it is beautiful. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes.
It is just amazing. I mean, the quality of the components here is really good. We will probably touch on that a little bit more later on. It is an area control card game, and that area control just means simply that throughout the course of the game, you're going to be using different items to gain influence or control over a certain area of the board. In this case, it's these flowers that are being played out to the table by means of cards. So you basically play the flower cards to the table. You gain influence or power over those flowers or cards, and you use special abilities to collect the flower cards, gain points, and to ultimately win the game. So the setup is fairly simple. Each player is going to take their own player deck in their player color. They're going to take their tokens, which are signified by these great little wooden components here in 4 different colors and 4 different insects. They're going to shuffle their deck of cards. You're going to shuffle the community deck of cards. And you're going to remove some of the cards from your deck depending on if there's fewer than 4 players. If it's 4 players, you play with the entire player deck. Each player does. You put your power tokens or your special ability tokens within reach of the players. You draw 4 cards from your player deck, and you choose a start player. Then you can begin the game. Lotus is a turn-based game, and each turn, players are going to take 2 actions from an available bank of 3 possible actions, and you can do the same action twice on your turn. Those actions are, you can play up to 2 cards from your hand to any given flower that is being built out in the player area, the tableau. You can, as your second or another action, you can exchange up to 2 cards from your hand to your deck. So you take up to 2 cards from your hand, put them at the bottom of your player deck, and draw up the same amount from the top of the deck. And the third action is to either place or move one of your guardian tokens. That's these little wooden tokens right here. So you would either place it on an existing flower being built, or you move it from a flower that it currently sits on to a different one. And those are the 3 actions. Play in this game passes clockwise, as it does in most games. The cards have, in the player decks, have icons on them in the player colors. So the yellow has the little yellow butterfly token here, icon on it, I should say. And these count as influence on the flowers that are being built in the tableau, as do the guardian tokens. So you want to have the most influence on any given flower that is being built on the table. When drawing up, at the end of your turn, which happens at the end of every turn, you play. If you're playing cards, you draw back up to your hand limit. And when you're drawing up, you can draw either from your player deck or from the community deck. There will always be a number of cards face up out where everyone can see them from the community deck. And these particular cards don't have any influence icons on them, so they can't be used to increase the influence you have or the power that you have on a given flower. But they're there for a reason, and if there's a card sitting there that you need to finish a particular flower, you may very well want to draw from that deck as opposed to your player deck, because you don't know what you're getting from here. You do know what you're getting on these face-up cards. So that's an interesting aspect to the game as well. If a player completes a flower on their turn, 2 things are going to happen. First thing that's going to happen is the player who has the most influence or power on that flower is going to have a choice to make. They can either take one of their special ability tokens and have that special ability for the rest of the game, or they can simply take a 5-point victory point chip and place it in front of them. The second thing that happens is the player who played the last card to a flower to complete it and allow it to be picked or collected is going to take all of the cards in that flower, stack them up, and put them in a score pile in front of them. And they will do that for every flower that they complete during the course of the game, as does every other player. So those are the two things that happens when a flower completes, and that's kind of the crux of the game. The three special abilities that are available for the players to take are the Elder Guardian, which is this token right here. And what that does is it gives you access to the silver-colored guardian in your player insect. And quite simply, that token gives you an influence increase of 2 instead of the typical 1 from the standard guardian tokens, which is a nice thing to be able to have. The second one is the Enlightened Path. And the Enlightened Path allows you to have a 5-card hand limit as opposed to 4, which is a great ability to have. And finally, Infinite Growth, which allows you to, on your turn, if you're taking the action of placing up to 2 cards on any given flower, that increases to 3. So that you can now play up to 3 cards per action on any given flower available in the tableau. Another thing of note is that there can never be more than any one type of flower being built in the tableau at any given time. So this yellow flower here, until it's completed, which the one we're showing here actually is completed, but until it completes and is collected, there are no other yellow value 4 flowers that can be built in the tableau. So let's talk about the end game. Ryan, why don't you tell us how the end game works?
When somebody draws their last card of their personal deck, the end game is triggered. We go another round for everybody, and whoever has the most tokens and every unfinished flower goes to the person who has the most control.
Yep, that's true. And you count them up, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so you would then count up all of your victory point tokens and all of the cards in your score pile, and whoever has the most points is the winner. And that's the game. All right, time for the fun part. Brian, what do you like about this game?
It's very relaxing.
Yes, it is very relaxing. If I could comment on that for just a second. This game is very zen, to put a very corny phrase with it. It just gives you that feeling. You can just sit back, relax, play this game, have a cup of coffee, carry on a conversation, and just still really enjoy the time you have playing this game. Very much. What else do you like about it?
I like that even if you have one of these special ability tokens that somebody else doesn't have, it's not really a big runaway leader problem.
Right. Yeah, I would agree. You're never really out of it, right? I agree with that. Anything else?
Quality on these cards and these wooden pieces are very good.
Yeah, it is really good. And that is kind of par for the course for Renegade Game Studios. They are just putting out amazing quality products. Really, really good. I like the fact that it's small. It plays really fast, right? It is somewhat portable. Not super portable. The box is small, but you still think it's a little big, right?
Yeah.
But it is portable. You could take it with or without the box. It fits in a backpack, or you can just put it all in zip-top bags. That type of a thing. It is easy to teach. It's easy to learn. This is another game that is just people who play card games like euchre, spades, those types of games, trick-taking games, will feel right at home with this game. They will enjoy it very, very much. And it's relatively inexpensive.
It is.
It's not too bad. Not too bad at all. So is there anything, Ryan, that you do not like about this game?
I already mentioned the size.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much the only thing.
Yeah. To me, this game can be a bit samey. And what I mean by that is it plays pretty much exactly the same way every time. Down to the point where, for me personally, I find myself getting into what I call a strategy rut, where I do the same thing every time. I always take the Enlightened Path first to get 5 cards in my hand. And then I might get one of these other abilities as the game goes on. But other than that, I play pretty much the same way. And, whether it's working for me or not. So I feel like it does get a little bit samey, but all in all, I still like it very much. I don't want to say that nullifies the game in any fashion. So yeah, not much gameplay variation. But that's pretty much it. Other than that, it's really a wonderful game, wonderful production. As I said, Renegade Game Studios, check out anything that they're putting out, and I don't think that you're going to go wrong. They kind of excel in this family weight game, and weight meaning complexity, how difficult is the game to learn. But there's still quite a bit of strategy. Some luck, but not too much luck, and not too mean. These games aren't very mean at all. So as far as a rating goes, I would give this an 8 out of 10. And for all the reasons already mentioned, it's just really good. Ryan, what's your rating on this game?
I would say a 9 out of 10.
Really? Yeah. I knew you liked it. I did not know it was quite that high. And that's high praise. So as we've said before, anything a 6 or above is probably worth checking out, in our opinion. And again, reviews are all just opinion, right? That's why we do these reviews, so you can get a feel for it and see if it's something that would work for you. And as far as family friendliness, perfect score. 10 out of 10. It's great. How can you not like flowers, bugs, beautiful production, beautiful artwork? It's wonderful. So that wraps it up for Lotus. This is a great game that we highly recommend, and I will be putting a couple of links in the description below where you can pick up this game and check it out for yourself. I think it's a good idea to do so. And please, if you like what we are doing, please like this video, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you could, please. And also check out Thredz. I'm going to put a link in the description for Thredz as well. It's a company owned by a good friend of mine, and he does silk screening of t-shirts that really kind of have a gamer nerdy feel to them. They're really cool. I like them a lot, and I think you will as well. So we would appreciate that. And in the meantime, we thank you for watching. And as always, if you are bored together, thanks so much, and we'll see you next time. That was really not good. Come on, Daddy. So let's talk about the end game. Rhino. Rado? Is your name Rado? Nope, sorry. Hold on. I know you had it that time too. Neat. And remember? Oh, crud. Dang it, I was so close.
We're on a roll.
Lotus. All right, that's a good one.